Um, should be streaming right now. Should be back. Hey, boy. Okay, good. It's back. All right. No, it was. It just dropped everything. So it wasn't you. It was Twitch or me, but I don't think it was me. Okay. That's a good answer, man. I like that. Look, the key is get the drawing and then we continuously work it until we get the right look to it. You know. No. I knew like actually it cut out. I knew it had cut out and then your thing came up and so I didn't say anything. But I agree with that. I agree. Right. And so all the stuff that I've laid down, I can soften. Like this, I scraped down some back here because I didn't like how I painted it. And I need to go back in and kind of build this up and get the freshness of it. This right here, I'm obviously working right now, so we'll see how this goes. This I'm making up because it's actually all bright there. This right here, you know what? Let me do something with that. Let me actually take some of this off. Take this off. I don't like how I painted this. I actually just need to make a do this there. Let me fix that. That's actually what's screwing with me right now. I'm going to mix a separate value for it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Here, take that. Here. There was too much cadmium in it. Too much cadmium. So I'm just going to soften it a little bit and then go back into it. That's what I'm going to do. See, here's the thing. Look, I mean, this is a different type of painting than what I'm used to. So in figure work, this is what I went through. I had to experiment and figure out what worked. Figure out what worked. I had to do it. You have to go through it. And then once you do, you figure out shortcuts. This painting right here, because this is how I want to do it, I'm not used to having a landscape painting where I can paint it how I want. So it's a learning experience, which is good. It's a good thing. So what I'm doing, I'm graying out quite a bit. The light, the grass. That's actually better because if I need to add the chroma to it, the intensity, then I have cadmium yellow to do it. I can do that very easily. This is better. Let me go ahead. I'm going to gray this one out a little too. Let's just do that, see what this does. And I'm actually going to get some here. Okay. That's better. There we go. Let's try this. Drawing is pretty good, Louis. If this would not be for someone, I would start experimenting. It's looking good, man. Oh, I'm experimenting. I'm definitely experimenting. No, I'm not going to, though I should. The reason why I'm not is because it's still it's a painting of a house for somebody, and they don't have a path going up, so I don't want to make it. You know, I don't want to make that. There's like effects. I can do effects, but I don't want to like make something up that's not there at all. but like aesthetically, it would be really cool to do. All right, let's try this. So there's also some cadmium still in it, so this is still going to mix with underneath. Squint down and just get this. So that way, I just brought the color intensity down, so it's not as dominating as it was, which it was just messing with me. So now the application is not going to be great here because I'm just like putting it on, but this to me right now, yeah, that looks better because it was too warm before. I don't mind like, so in the midtones, like where it gets a little bit darker around here, normally there is higher chroma there, but in the lights, it should be washed out more. Otherwise, especially when it's back here, when it's back closer up, you can get away with more color. But it's just too dominating, too dominant rather, dominates too much. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I can see that. But the light effect changes, so I'm not worried about the light effect as much. Like that, I am kind of making up. Like this, look, there's no shadow here in the reference photo. I don't know if I like that. I'm going to have to experiment with this, but. So I know I have paint on from painting here, so I'm bringing it into the back just a little bit. So I'm not being like lazy saying that, oh, I don't want to go back to the palette. But this is like actually a strategy that I use with this now. I was working on that before. I'm going to go in with the smaller brushes. Here, let's do this. Take this one. All right. I need something a little bit darker. And this is it. And then this, I'm going to actually lightly bring over this. But add a little bit of blue to it. Soften this up. So I'm just going to bring this down, and then I'm going to paint light into it. And really focus on the edges a little bit more here. And then this, focus those edges. This right here. Okay, so that was, okay, I see what I did. This is actually a bush. Okay. This bush coming up. Something like that. Okay, then let's go back into the dark. Juggling. The light effect you are getting is pretty good. I think just some parts are darker than they need to be, or a value in the shadows is as light as the middle tones. Wait a second. See, some parts are darker than they need to be, or a value in the shadows is as light as the middle tones, but I probably understand it's not loose drawing. Point out an area that's the case. Because I'm not saying that's not happening. I'm just curious as to what you see. Because it actually is very helpful feedback. There. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this down some. And then this piece was like that, and then this is dark underneath. Bring that down. Shit. Ooh. There we go. It's darken some. Now I can bring the light up a little bit easier. Ah, Gloku! Doing great. How are you, man? And thank you for the sub. I really do appreciate that. Really awesome of you, man. Bring this up some. Okay. Now, let's bring some light up. Okay. The plants in front of the house look way darker for such a luminous area. These plants, right? Yeah. Way darker for such a luminous area. And the part you are painting now is really contrasting with the shadows of the right side. This is... Oh, wait. You can't even see what I'm doing. Here, I'm sorry. I keep on forgetting. Let me see if that is over here. There we go. Let's see what I'm doing now. Sorry, I was painting without y'all being able to see. Wait. Okay. The part you're painting now is really contrasting with the darks of the right side. The darks of the right side. Well, I've been painting here. This part. Okay. So what's contrasting with what? So let me get this drawing back because I kind of screwed this up. Shit, I messed that up. Let's go in with some darks. The light in the grass. This grass here. Yeah, and like, yeah. Patience, my dear boy. Patience. Yeah. It's kind of dark. Okay. Yeah, patience. Bobos. I wanted to tell you we were running on Saturday, but I couldn't get in touch with you. The right part. The light. Grass. Okay. Yeah, this. Talking about, is that it? Sorry, because there's a delay, so it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. There we go. Okay. This. Okay, we're going to get this. Don't worry. We got it. You're right. I'm glad you're seeing it this way. Really. I really am. We're going to tie it in. We're tying it in. We're tying everything in. I like that. That's a good observation, man. Very good observation. Very good observation. Let's see. Such nice music, this. a very good observation. I'm glad when you see stuff like that. It's actually encouraging. That's what I want people to see. That's how you need to be looking. Same value as the highlight in the middle. Yeah, I hear you. This, let's see if that shows up. Just wait to see what happens with this. Just wait. Just you wait. Just you watch. We got it. We got it. That's a bush that's coming like this, and then there's another one kind of coming out. And then this drawing's off. If I bring this in, and then this comes up like that, but that is going to be, shit, I have a value mix. I'm just going to, I'll paint a value over it later. This right here is the same value as something actually in here, right here. This is a different value, but it's all juggling right now. It's all shifting. But I'm glad, the reason why this is encouraging is because you're looking at these things and you're trying to, it's like the egg, you want the shadows turning and then the light. You want a unified flow of light. You want it aesthetically pleasing in a work. That's what you're looking for. You are correct. That's a good thing. Very pleased that you see this. Like, you're thinking about it that way. That's good. This is how you're supposed to think about it. All right. Try something. I think this might work. Okay, this might be too bright for this. Maybe. You do want it grayed out some. There, and then this is going to raise up some. It raises up. I'm trying to fix the drawing right now. I'll go in with the values. This isn't the right color, but I'm just shaping them. I'm going with the values right now. There, and then this is there like that. But at that angle. There. Yeah. Our trees in the back, will stay that way, or we'll get 3D look? Just curious. It's gonna look more three-dimensional, probably. I want it. There's a lot that needs to change. This is kind of just. I worked on it a bit, but it's still sketched in. There we go. Something like that. And then bring some of this up into here, if that works. Just, yeah. Down, and then I'm gonna. I'm still shaping. I'm still trying to get the drawing correct with stuff here. I still think the plants are kind of too dark. You're gonna leave them like that. What plants? Which ones? What here? These? These plants? Or these? What was I on? Oh, that. The right ones, these? No, I'll bring them up. I'll bring that up some. Yeah, because this is too flat right here. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to bring them up some. But I'm just trying to, I'm shaping the, I'm trying to get the drawing correct with certain, oh boy. Specifically the one that is alone. this bush, I'm guessing is what you're saying. I'm just trying to get the drawing correct on it. Honestly, okay. You re-loosen up. Let's do this. Some weird thing happening there. It's just kind of coming up. Loosen up, loosen up. It's coming up like that. There. Let's bring this back down. Certain areas here. Bring a little bit in here. Jeffrey, my dear boy. I like it. I like it. I like it. Like it. Everything's mid-tone right now, right? It's still kind of like, it's still a little mid-tone. It's not up there yet, by design, right? It's easier to bring the light up, right? It's easier to bring it up some. Did you mean to? Doing new experimentation in a drawing. Nice. Nice, man. Nice. What's the experiment, by the way? Are you saying I'm going to finish it with Conte, and after it I'm going to prepare the surface to paint over it with oils and apply some glazes? How are you going to prepare it? Are you going to use the, what's it called? I forget what it's called. Conceal it with it. I need to start using it. I forgot what it's called. It's the thing to do today, apparently. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Yeah, PVA, that was it. That was it. I was trying to remember that. This is Wednesday with two jury. My eyes, this looks kind of shadow pretty trees in back. In one picture, I would like them to be that way, shadowing. In another 3D looking, that is just what I'm into. Where you get that 3D look to it, this is going to be solid. Yeah, dude, that's totally fine. And look, I'm telling you, I'm not like people. It's good to say what you want in work. Like there's nothing wrong with that. There's many different ways of painting this, and sometimes, though, like it actually gets me thinking in a different way, which is one of the things I love about getting people's opinions on stuff. Because look, I can see, I'm at the point where I see what I've done, like, for the most part. Like, I can see this is wrong, this needs to be better. Like, I'm not My pride waved bye-bye to me a long time ago. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I've kind of these marks coming there. This is going to be sweet. Look at that shit. Hey, you doing okay? Let me, guys, let me check something here. So I juggle my dad, and I want to make sure he's doing okay. Let me check something here. Okay, the color in the sky kind of reminds me to my love of your beloved Titian. And not everyone likes the same because people have different perceptions of the same picture. Yeah, so like so there's certain things in the back that I want to smooth out so it will make this pop. Right now, let's see how it looks in the, it looks actually probably a little closer in, like for my eye, everything looks very rough because I see it, the screen looks different, okay? There's a translation with the camera, right? That it shifts it a little bit. And in fact, I have to say in the actual stream, this is higher chroma than it is in, like this is much more bright than the painting actually is. This looks better on screen than it does in reality. There's differences. So some things you might look and be like, I like how that was. Why'd you change this? Because it doesn't look that way on camera, I don't think. But of course, this is a small screen. Let me see if I can flip it to regular size. Yeah, Bubba, so we're going to do you, man. We're going to do you. It's going to be a solid piece. I might not mess with this right now, but let's see, just 224. Let me think. See, at some point I'm going to stream again today, like, but I'll need to stop the stream to make sure my dad's okay and take care of him for a second, and then we'll get back to him. Let me do some math here. Okay, so it's 220. I tell you what, I'll stream for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to take a break, probably about 30 minutes or something, I'm guessing, I hope. And then I'll be back on to continue to stream and to get this stuff done. That looks awful. And it's good because I do probably need a rest with my eyes. Let me, in fact, flip this upside down right now. And I just want to see how this looks because I need to see it in a different light, honestly. It's okay. Okay, got it. Get back to it. I'm going to paint just a little bit longer, then I'm going to take a quick 30-minute break or something like that, and then I'll be back. Bobos is his Warcraft character that he wants me to paint, and I am going to paint. He's commissioning me to do it. And he will probably himself sit for the painting because he has a solid face for it. It's going to be a good work. Yeah. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah, Jeff, you got to keep in mind. So I tend to leave things dark and then bring the light up. So like I haven't really, like I lost the drawing here. That's what I'm primarily focused on is the drawing. This I haven't even touched. I have not even worked on. This was the basic block-in. But I kept the values down, and so what you're seeing is when I'm adding light, what that's doing is shifting the contrast because everything I kept dark, right? So when things are dark and you add light in, it makes it look even darker. So what I need to do is bring the light up in the darks a little bit in certain areas that's going to balance it off, and it's in a subtle manner, right? But But that's by design because, again, it's easier to bring things up than it is to paint over and bring them down. That's why this is happening. So the way that I'm working, Jeff, is that when and I think you know this, my primary focus is on the light impression coupled with the drawing. And then color I'm paying attention to. So it's not just start with the darks. It's more of, it's easier to bring the light up from the darks because that's how we see the light. The problem most people have is they throw down the light and then they need to bring the light down and they're painting darks over lights and it kills the light effect. It kills oftentimes, like, you lose the transparencies in the shadows, right? So I want this, my thing is make it dark, and then if I need to bring the light up, I can, and I do it very thinly in the darks, but put the light down, and that way I'll keep the transparencies in the shadows and push the light forward. It's just a simple way of working. Yeah, it's Lewis. It's Lewis. 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 Gloku, when to start Bobo's painting, it will be after this, probably. It most likely will be after this. He's a punk. Bobos calls me a punk. He's like, hey, punk. Yeah, because most people, they open their eyes to paint and they want everything and they lose the depth because of it, right? You can do it. You can do that. Like, but it's easier to layer on top of, right? Bring the light up from the dark instead of, like, you have to paint over the dark. It's very hard to do. It's hard to bring something down. Like, it would be hard to bring this down, all this down, because you're painting over it. You have to paint over absolutely everything, right? And it's just harder to do. So when I add this, it creates a contrast that makes everything look dark, especially on the screen, because I think that the camera I have on manual, so it shouldn't be making these corrections, but I think it might be doing it some. I don't know. Yeah. Well, and I kind of do that too. But I veer it towards the dark end, right? I don't go for the darkest dark right off the bat necessarily. And even if I start with the dark paint, Jeff, I'll put it on thinly so that it's still, you're seeing the underneath of the canvas through it, but it's still dark enough to get an impression. So it's more of, it's a couple steps up, even though I'm using the dark paint because I've put it on thin. I kind of do glaze it on. It's kind of a cross between how you would paint alla prima if you were doing alla prima and glazing. It's kind of a cross between the two. And so that's what I'm doing. But right now, I'm not worried. Like, if I want to make this darker now, it would be difficult. But I made this actually so I can bring it even a little bit more light up to it. What's my concern? The drawing is my concern here. Because I did not get the solid impression, but I painted sparingly, and now I just need to sculpt properly the drawing. But I didn't make it too light. I kept it at this stage, and so now I can bring the light up or I can bring it down. But that happens once I have everything locked in, which is why I'm working this entire area at once. That's my thought process. Do you draw paint if I tip sub for something that I choose with you in front? I haven't even thought of that. My thing is right now is that it's a commission. I have to get this done. I haven't even thought to do that. I don't even know if I have that really set up. in the future, possibly. I mean, but look, honestly, I would do it if you said I want to see something. I would show you, and you wouldn't need to tip or anything like that. But Jeff, that's the idea. The reason why I like that you were saying that stuff is because that you're looking for that stuff, which is what you're supposed to be looking for. I lost the drawing here. This looks like shit. So we fix it. But I'm going to probably come back to that. Probably go into this, work this, because I'm working, you got to use the fresh eye method. Your eye gets old in one area, so you go to another area, then you mess that up, and then you go back and try to fix what you did before when you have that fresh eye, and then when you don't, you go back there, and so it's a ping-ponging back and forth. But what comes from that, you're working the entire painting up all at once, which is what we're supposed to do. And you're able to, so when you put this here, and it changes how you see this, right? Everything works off each other. You know, yeah. One time people asked, they asked how to paint clouds, and I showed them. There was a dry spot on a painting. It was this blocked in, and I showed them how to do clouds. Like I would show you right here or something, how to do clouds, or how to do hair, or whatever it is. They'll just paint, and then I just wiped it down afterwards. So I'm going to paint a little bit longer, and then I'm going to take a break for Dad and take care of him, make sure he's okay, and then probably stream in another hour or two. As always, on Monday I have the energy. I try to conserve my energy to the best of my abilities. This is looking a little scratchy for me. I'm going to go back into that. Awesome masterpiece, he's best. We know, Bobos, we know. You are. Bobos is a character. He really is. Like right now, and look, here's the thing. I can, if I wanted to, see, I'm putting subtle detail in, which I'm not sure y'all can really see. But this right here, I'm working out very thin, and if I want it darker, I can get it darker, which is good. So you can go from light to dark, right? You can go from light. Do you paint at home too? I feel like if I had to drive somewhere to paint, I'd just never do it. I'd sit on my couch and procrastinate. I don't paint at home, no. I don't. I got all my stuff here. See, oftentimes, like you get in the ballpark, this stuff, and then you can, I'm softening certain areas out. This piece right here, for example, let's see what I can do here. There we go, just soften that a little bit, bring it over. So that works, but that drawing is incorrect. So we'll work on that. Take some of the light, put it up in here. There we go. Squint. There we go. All right, so that's looking okay. That actually has some solid form to it now. I go in with a mid-tone-ish brush. Yeah. It is like, it's a balancing act, everything. You want to... Like if anything, I'll have a sketchbook, but I haven't even been sketching that much, honestly. I've been trying to conserve most of my energy for paint because I have to do these things. There we go. So I'm thinking about the drawing right now. You see how I'm slowly bringing the light up in certain areas. But I can bring it back down if I want. But in this manner, as long as we're focusing on the drawing and the values, we have control of them, and we're going to create a solid light effect, right? And I can bring this down if I want, but I do want this light because I want that sun there. I want the sun. And I don't mind that this is darker because of it. And if I need to, I can bring certain elements up in the house, which I don't think I do need to. I'll put TV in every room except bathroom. Wife won't let me. It's really funny. It's really funny. Jerry is going to complain. Dude, y'all have such better schools than we had here. The stuff that y'all are doing is so much better than the stuff they made us do. TV, I miss my friends too much. Jim, Pam, everybody, the Parks and Rec. I watched a lot of that this weekend. I had, on Saturday when I was doing arena with Zerks, which we were getting our asses kicked. Actually, Saturday was a good day. We beat a 8-time multi-glad, and he was a rank 1, like, I don't know how many times. We beat him, and we beat his friend who was like a 4-time multi-glad. We beat him. And Zerks is our highest rating ever, 1819. 1819, that was it. It was 1812 before we raised it by 6 points. 7 points. There's a reason why I paint. And then Sunday we got slayed. We were slain. It was horrible. Yeah, I was trying to get you on. I like to study in Florence instead of being here in the university. Yep. Very fortunate to go there. They do not teach painting seriously. It's better than what they have here, I guarantee you. At least they have something of it. They didn't have it here. It was like collages and stuff. I mean, stupid things. They teach you composition. Draw a shoe. Put a shoe on a stand. And everybody's just drawing it. No teaching whatsoever. It's all about expressing yourself. That's how you would hate it. Right. Yeah. But this one guy, though, he had a rating, it was like 3K. And there are a lot of people like that too. Like who were carried. I get that. I'm telling you, man, it was so bad. It was so bad. So bad. All right, so watch this, Jeff. Watch this. So I've been working, okay, to give you an example, this is actually straight white, but that's saturated. This is white right there. That's the brightest bright. This right here, which looks brighter on my palette than it is in reality, is this. And look, it's this part right here. Do you see? So there is no straight white. Let me show you what straight white looks like. This is white, straight white. Look at that. Do you see? That's straight white. Okay? You can see the difference here. Okay? So this is more mid-tone than it looks. The darkest parts of the painting really are here. But this isn't even this isn't even black. Like, it's not as dark. I can go lighter, I can go darker than this. So within the painting, that's what it is, but I'm still balancing everything off. So that's how we work. And there's a reason why I'm working that way, which I just explained. Oh yeah, just to troll them? Definitely. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. I think that already told me, but I stick to classical painting. Actually, light. So, but one of the best things, Torque, was when Zerks and I know I told you this, but I want to say it again because it was just so funny. Was when Zerks. Okay, so look at this. This I can bring up some if I wanted to, but I don't want to bring this light up yet. I don't want to do that. I want to wait until the very end to bring that up. Okay. Zerks and I were fighting a warrior and a priest, and we killed the warrior, and then the priest, and then the warrior started talking shit to Zerks. So both he and I started teabagging the warrior, and the priest got the res off, and we killed him again. We're like, no! It was one of the funniest things that we've done. He was like, we have to win. It was so funny. It was so funny. Let me bring some of that light up. Actually, here. Oh, that was so much fun. It would have sucked if we lost. We would have deserved it. I mean, it was really stupid, but I'm glad we did it in retrospect because it makes a funny story. We do a lot of stupid stuff. I'm like, I really wish that we would play against players that are like ourselves. I remember, so like this weekend, I don't know what was wrong with me. Does Zerks play Resto or Boomy? He does Resto, and I do Frost. But he's a very good Boomy too, and he can in threes he can either heal or he'll go boomkin, like he's really good. Anyway, I don't know what was wrong with me, but when I put my frozen orb out, we were going up against a warlock, and I put the frozen orb out, but it's like I put it out 20 feet behind him. It wasn't hitting him. I was like, what the hell? And so then I went to put the blizzard proc, because it procs like an instant blizzard proc. And so I went to put that out, and the warlock feared me at the same time as I clicked. And so my screen swung around, and I put it like 20 feet like on the other side of him. That was the opener, and I was laughing so hard. I was like, these guys know that they've already won because of how bad that is. Like, you mess up on that, they're like, yeah, we got this. These guys. It was so funny. I think, like, I couldn't click. Like, it was just everything was wrong. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. So, and Zerks did something stupid too. He was like, "Oh shit!" I said, "What?" It was pretty good. Let's do this, and then I'm going to come back in with some darts. Yeah, Sunday we got a little tilted though. Because it was just one of those days where everything's ridiculous. We're like, one of the guys I'm pretty sure was cheating, because every time, like the second I would press Ray of Frost, the second he would what would he do? He would pop. It was a hunter. No, it was a shaman. He did something. It was something he, you know. It would like instant kick or something. There's a weird mouse bug in WoW right now that swivels my camera all the time. Super annoying. That is really annoying actually. I tab out and back in really. I could probably global some people if I play marksman in threes. Yeah, you could, especially if it's a mage. Who forgets to block, like me. I'm actually pretty good at it. We still had a good time. We're not as When we play with other people, we're not that serious. We really aren't. And when we play with when we play with ourselves, we're not that serious either, honestly. But we get frustrated if it's just like stupid. That's 780K aim shot on the mage last week. It's so dumb. I got, I know. Mages are just, we're in trouble. Damn you. Hunters know it too. You guys know it. Every time, you should be nerfed. Instead, it's like, no. Here's another little buff to make Bellular and friends happy. Well, I like Bellular. I really do like him. He's a positive guy. See, Jeffrey Livingston IV, my dear boy, all we're doing, we're just... I'm nerfed. We're just working the drawing. I'm trying to work the drawing and just get the effect and stuff. You know, I'm taking my time with this one. I am. It's all about the drawing. All right. And let me get, actually, going with the dark here. It's good day, 2024, when we play with, no, I call it myself, and I still said it. I knew what I was saying, when we play with ourselves. I'm so lonely, oh, so lonely. When we play with ourselves. Jeff, so like this is the same concept though. Like when I'm doing a figure, we're trying to control it so we can work the drawing. So that's what you got to focus on, is controlling it so you can work the drawing up. That's the whole key. And it's small things like doing something like here. There's this beautiful gesture to the bush that kind of pops out some, which I can tell. And so I'm going to kind of bring this out, but it's a little bit darker there. That kind of comes out like that. And then this piece, I'm going to bring it out just a little bit, and it's very thin, and then it's going to drop some. Then it comes in. So I'm going to work that edge. So, I mean, it's just small little subtle things like this that's going to make it look interesting. It's the design. Finally mastered my work with nudes. Tell you, I finally mastered my work with nudes. I did say something like that, yeah. Well, I didn't master it, but it's like with nudes, right? You gotta stick with it. There we go. Some of this. And then maybe a little, shit, my earbud's falling out. Soften that there. So my strategy, so I can bring the light up here. It's actually mid-toned. And this is like not even white anymore, but that's one of the lightest parts in this area here. So this is still a little bit, I mean, it's light, but it's mid-toned. I just see tits. Masterful. What is this? It's pretty funny, actually, Torque. You guys. Okay. I took that wall out and then I didn't even put it back in. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually bring in. Yeah, what's up, Jeff? A very mature artist. You're coming to the right place. What? That's not what I want. Here, this piece. There's always money in the banana stand. Uh, One second. Lonely Blue Eyes Boas. How much time do you think the 19th century academic drawings I sent you were made? Probably not that long. They were probably done in like 2 or 3 days, I guess. Maybe. Do you know? I know some of them were like, I mean, it really depends on what they're going for. Like you can get them done quick. You can get them done quick. It's not, but I recommend people learn to take their time. There we go. But I have to see which ones that you're talking about. When did you send these? Because I know, at least I think. Look, the method the Academy uses, that's based off of teachings from back in the day. So people used to spend a long time learning this stuff and studying. But then there's other schools that also sped up the process. Should have a doctor check on that, Jeff. It's pretty funny, actually. Stupid. Okay. Let's see if this works. It's probably not going to. No, I can make this work. Nope. Already messed up. Discord, I sent one in our DMs. Okay. I'll check it out actually before I get off stream. Keep that there for now. Okay. I'm going to check that, and then I'm going to help my dad and take a break. But let me check that first. There's Solomon, Bacaflor, and all those guys studied the same way. Jeff should start a focus group studying like me. I'm totally not focused on stream more than I know. Okay. Let me check it out really quick. In the Discord servers. Wait, where did you send it? You sent it in Discord. I sent one in our DMs. Why don't I see it? Messages. Oh, because. Okay. That, something like this. I think you can get this done in like 2 or 3 days, but I think a student it would take a long time to do. So I don't know how long this took. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. But I would imagine like you can get this done relatively quick. You know, especially when you know what you're doing. Feet are kind of sketched in. Yeah, I mean, my best guess. Okay, 3 days. So what is it? I am curious to know. We'll say 3 days. I wish I could do, but my final is on Wednesday. All of them have the same time to draw. Figure 16 hours. 16 hours. Okay. So that's like, essentially, that's a week, right? 3 hours a day. 12 for drawing. 18 for painting. Gotcha. I like that. I like that. I think that's a good exercise because it prevents you from, you actually have to learn to draw more efficiently. I like that. I really do. You gotta learn. You gotta learn efficiency, which is what you want. Hey, boy. I like that. 12 for drawing, 18. What academy was this? I like it. It's beautiful. Very good. It's good work. Gotcha. All right. Well, guys, look, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to try to come back within about 30 minutes or so. I just need to take care of him, make sure he's good, stand him up, walk him, all that stuff. And yeah, I should be back. All right. So hopefully get a little bit more done on this painting, then we'll call it. So I come back, I'll probably stream for about an hour if I do come back, which I should. Anyway, guys, I will see you. École de Bois Arts was free and public, and the Julian was private. Dorian was also teaching at the time. But without Punk, Blanat and Cabanel had their atelier apart. That's really, what a time. Anyway, guys, I'll be back.